If taste was a fixed human setting, it wouldn't change over time a lot, but it changed. In my previous video, I discussed how to read style, but today we're going to discuss how to train your reading skills and how to become a better reader. So the first question, what actually shapes your reading skill? Is it what you see around you in the street, or is it something you see on the stars in your social media accounts and so on? Maybe it is more about environment or the culture of your home country. To understand how taste is trained and formed, first of all, we need to discuss what is visual experience. Let's define visual experience simply. It's the sum of what you see, how often do you see it, and how consciously you process what you see. So it's not about just observation, but a reflection process. Simply, it works like this. You see something in the streets, then you're checking your online accounts and see all the same trends or probably socially acceptable things your groups, your group mates, co-workers and etc. are wearing on a daily basis. And sometimes you see some extra fashionable trends coming to this news line. So when you see something oftenly, at first you can resist it, but then it becomes totally normal for you. That's how human psychology works. And after some time, you can surprisingly discover that you have some pieces that you unconsciously bought on sales, for example. That's how we sometimes hate something and then find it in our wardrobes after impulsive, unconscious shopping. If that's your problem, then you totally should watch this video till the end, because training your taste is exactly what helps you to shop more strategically and wisely. If you are consciously building your visual experience, you are choosing intention over logos, understanding versus just display. What you really show through your style is not trends mostly, but your personality, your self-awareness, what looks good on you and how you present these things, and your honesty with yourself. This builds trust. Try starting with simple questions like, how the thing became popular? Or does it work for my body and lifestyle? Or if you have some opportunity to try on some trendy thing, you can ask yourself, how do I feel wearing this? Am I ready to experiment with this thing in adding it to my existing wardrobe? This doesn't mean ignoring trends completely, but I just suggest to use trends and fashion statement things for experimenting, for expanding your style, for fulfilling it with meaningful details. I talk more about this in one of my previous videos. You can see the link somewhere here. It's about staying current and open to experimentation, but adapting all the trendy waves for your lifestyle and real life. This may sound really complicated, but that's what humanity does over the history, and I will show you the examples right now. Recently, I visited a great exhibition here in Cleveland Art Museum. It's called From Renaissance to Catwalk, and it was incredible. So, if we're thinking about Renaissance, It also has some trends in visual identity, in body, in religious sense, of course. But there were some powerful influencers of that times who were saying what is appropriate and what is not, what is mastery and what is not an art at all. Artists of that epoch mostly learned copying the great masters, and they were well educated, trained a lot, and reflected upon their art and the social adequacy, of course. So it's very similar to what we are doing here today. Now let's jump to more recent times and think about minimalistic approach. Let's talk about Bauhaus. Around 1920s, Walter Gropius pushed design towards functionality and practicality as the first intentional layer. Society resisted at first, but then, and today, I see many new brands emerging, followers of this Bauhaus reflection. So this means that social-cultural taste change over time, considering the appropriacy of time, considering the technological and art opportunities arising with the progress. And finally, let's come back to fashion. Post-war Dior, the amount of fabric used for his new look dresses. Wow, that was really scandalous. And society resisted, as for the previous Bauhaus example. What Dior made perfectly, he read the social request, like the deeper, secret level, where people just wanted to recover, to see beauty and elegance again, and to dress for inspiration instead of simply survival. So, taste follows what society wants the most, even before they are saying it out loud. All these examples are talking about like overall average taste level, what society tells you to be appropriate or not. And it will be influenced by many factors like religion, as I mentioned, historical periods, societal acceptance of some new waves, and so on. So war, economic crises, and climate changes, values changes, as we saw the transition between minimalistic and maximalistic approaches in our previous examples show this up clearly. Thinking about this, I actually started my Styled by Culture project. It is based on observing how different cultural contexts influence people in their countries and sometimes even in the cities. For example, how bold can be accessories used in Italian culture during summers, or minimalist sheared shorts looks in Cleveland in the summer, of course. Visual experience is not only about fashion or trends or some particular people's style. No, it's about culture, history of this culture, and today's level of society. And personal stories, of course. So far we talked about reading others, but what about others reading you? Clothes can communicate safety, modesty, minimalism as mindset, responsible consumption, or on the contrary, wealth level, social belonging, some social status, some profession and occupation, or your inner freedom and availability to wear whatever you want. So your clothes really talk, and knowing this language, or at least thinking about it in the prism of right questions, helps you to say only what you intend to say. Taste is not about knowing what to wear perfectly, but it is about how you are telling your personal story to the whole world. Yes, taste is a skill. It is a trainable one, which is based on your visual experience. What you see, how you process it, and how oftenly you're actually training as a real muscle. So it takes time, curiosity, and energy for reflections. But it's deeply rewarding because you are choosing what you want to present to the world and you know how to read others. Your taste is kind of visual biography and you're writing it on a daily basis. Even going to the next door store sometimes. So subscribe for more videos exploring how to connect your daily outfit choices with your cultural context and with meaning. That was Valeris. I'm happy that you shared this time with me today. Have a good day.